Yeah, once again siseDumbe siphethele nje ama-careers ahlukene la mfowethu kuScelo Shongwe wenze khona i-career outreach program lana sine-Penreach Scelumusa okuyi-center ke nje enento e-interesting engajwayelekile kodwa ke siyafunda usuku nosuku mfowethu siyabonga ukuthi nje uxoxe nathi.
Sawubona but my name is William and I'm from Penreach Scelumusa STEAM Center. So just to give you an idea of what is happening at Penreach. So we have quite a number of programs, but I am under the STEAM program. So STEAM, we're focusing on science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics.
Yeah.
So our aim is to drive the love for maths and science and to just build that spark for our learners while they are still at school before they tackle the working world. So what we are here for today, just to give you an idea, is we just want to create awareness of the 21st century skills that our learners should actually look into. Something that will actually be beneficial in their future and which can guide them in terms of which careers can I take once I finish matric. So our journey doesn't only start there. So we start from schools where we focus from ECD up until grade 12. So ECD level, we're introducing hands-on learning using Lego blocks, and we start introducing technological devices like tablets or laptops. And as we grow from your grades 1 up until grade 7, we start introducing coding and robotics.
Okay.
So we have a few schools that are piloting for coding and robotics in Mpumalanga. What we do is we assist the teacher in terms of creating lesson plans, how to go about reaching the specific outcomes for that subject, and just to make it fun for learners so that they are basically learning through play. They never notice that they are learning, but it's a nice way to learn basically. And our higher grades, we focus on your maths and science, where we do science practicals.
Okay.
So most of our schools don't have science labs. What we do is we would load up a mobile lab with all the equipment from chemicals to apparatus, and we would visit the school. If it's grade 10, for example, we'd set up a station for them. If they're doing titration, which is your grade 12 practical, we come with the chemicals, we mix the different solutions, and we just give them that experience of being in a science lab. How to behave, what should I be wearing, and how to conduct that specific experiment. Because it's quite painful when you have a learner that gets to university and it's their first time being in a lab and they're actually looking in the field of chemistry. So we're just trying to bridge that gap, to give them that hands-on learning, that experience, so that they can jump into it as soon as they get into university. So today we brought some coding and robotics, 21st century learning skills. So we want our learners to look at the different platforms they can touch onto once they're done with matric. So it's important that they understand maths and science is very important on your report, but not to forget English, because it will affect how or what subjects or courses you can do in university. So we brought them a few drones to see that a drone is not just a toy, but it can be someone's career. They can be in the policing industry, or they can be security, in the mines, agriculture, because KZN is also very good with agriculture. So that's something that they can actually integrate into what they do in their everyday lives. So we're just trying to give them that spark where they can just tap into it and see, what can I do in this industry?
It sounds so interesting and strange at the same time. But that's how change is. That's what change is all about. It takes you out of your comfort zone. And now looking at the risk, mawubuka nje endaweni esikuyona akusindawo ngicabanga ukuthi ke most learners ngicabanga ukuthi nalabo bezile kunina are not familiar with izinto ezinjengalezi. So anibi nayo lento yokuthi ibe ne rejection ethizeni kubafundi, because siyazi ukuthi ke ama subjects abantu noma ama careers abantu abajwayele kwalandelela toto i-nursing, omunye ufuna ukuba udokotela, that's the highest probably, omunye nje ufuna ukuba iphoyisa and so on. So now having to introduce this kind, maybe learners unable to process it right away, what's the reception?
On my take, I'd say our learners that we normally reach out to, they have some sort of access to whether it's social media and they are using it for the wrong purposes, to be honest with you. So they'd be able to create group chats to talk about something, whether it's school related or events after school. But they can actually find a way to use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
We have a lot of platforms where a lot of information is shared, so that access is there. But if they don't know about it, or you don't create that spark for them to want to know what is happening in that, it's a bit difficult. So I won't say they reject it, because when we approach them, it's something new, something exciting. They get their hands on and they get to be challenged a bit. Because that's how you spark curiosity in the brain. If it's challenging, they want to figure it out. So which is how we are approaching it. But because we are quite a small company, but we try and reach. We go as far as the Eastern Cape, Limpopo, and KZN, but your Shushuwe area. And it's our first time being on the site. So KZN has been good to us, to be honest. They are very interested and keen. And most of our learners in the universities are from rural areas, which actually make it out there. So, like I said, we are STEAM. So STEAM, we cover science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So the engineering part, it can integrate with technology, because we need some sort of technology to make our engineering look wonderful. So here we managed to bring a solar panel with us. So this is a fully functional solar system where we introduce learners to renewable energy. So how do we generate power from the sun? And what are the different hardware components you would need to actually have something like this even at home? Because it's easy to get, but if you don't understand how it works, you end up buying expensive equipment and it's not doing its purpose at home. So it's important to understand how much a solar panel can store into your batteries, and how many batteries would you need if you have X amount of solar panels. So we look at your charge controllers. How does it control the electricity between the battery and your household, and the inverter, basically. So we give them an idea of how it works and how important your battery is, because it's not your normal electricity. So you need to understand direct current and alternating current, which just gives your learners an idea. And this also falls under your curriculum support, where they need to do electricity, and they need to understand electric circuits. And what is a bit scary now is in our TVET colleges, they are, I don't want to say stuck, but they're focusing on your traditional form of electricity.
Conservative.
Yes, so we're trying to introduce renewable power. How can they connect normal electricity at home and add your solar panels? Because that's something that they didn't learn at school. They only get to learn it outside, and it becomes expensive for them to get certification for such stuff.
Lena kuyawuhlikihla kancane umqondo mbukelo wethu, into nje ngempela interesting engifisayo ngazathi nje singake sibuke kahle nje impela, ngoba le information ke asitshela yena mfowethu isounda nje ibalekile, even ukhulile ungasekho na high school. It's so interesting. Mfowethu sesivala nje nitholakala kanjani, and singanreacha kanjani? What programs do you have for umfundi noma umuntu nje osengasekho esikoleni?
So we, just to highlight, we are a non-profit organization. So most of the skills we provide, they are free. And the schools we work with are selected schools by the department, so we don't charge them for our services. So if you are looking to visit the center in Mpumalanga Nelspruit, you don't have to pay. You just give us a call to schedule a date and let us know if you want a full STEAM experience where we focus on all 5 aspects, or if you want to maybe do a curriculum support session for a specific grade, we can just prepare that for you. And I think I've mentioned all, if I'm not mistaken. But even if you're just driving by Nelspruit, you want to pop in, you're more than welcome to. We have a good team of dedicated interns and core staff that will be helpful.
Thank you so much for ukusipha isikhathi sakho nje usichazele kabanzi, and we are so curious and we wish we could visit you in Nelspruit. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me, sir.